guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about a book that I just finished, and that is The Magician's Land. And this is the last book in the Magicians Trilogy, and if you haven't read the other two books, I do have book reviews on both books on this channel. So go check that out, and then once you finish those two books, do come over here and we'll talk about the last book. So getting started on the book review, we continue where we left off, like after Quentin gets kicked out of Fillory, and he pretty much, I guess, like saved the day at least and saved magic in the world, and all his other friends are pretty much living in Fillory and just enjoying the life. So during this time, Quentin is forced to just find whatever he can do to pick up his life. So he goes back to Break Bells and gets a teaching job, and then there he finds out that he meets this girl named Plum, and then something bad happens, and then they get kicked out. And in order to make ends meet and to start over in their life, they actually get hired to go on a heist to go steal something that probably has a connection to Fillory. So, and meanwhile, as that is going on, Fillory is pretty much in trouble, and it's dying, and there's going to be soon like a being. And so everybody, Josh, Elliot, Janet, Julia, and Poppy, they all must come together and actually try to find a way to stop all this from happening. And in order to do that, they need to find out what is going on and the missing link to everything. And that also involves like getting to know more about the Chapman story and finding out what's the story with them. And at the end of the book, they pretty much all the characters find out that there's missing pieces together, that they all have to work together to actually save Fillory. So that is pretty much what it's about. In Fillory, I pretty much really enjoyed it in this book, and at first I felt really sad because of what happened in the last book, but when I read this book and seeing how Quentin grew from then and to now, it pretty much was interesting, and I like the fact that he recognizes his own mistakes and he's just willing to pick up the pieces and move on and try to live with himself. And even in the book, you're gonna find out like he actually like is coming to his life and actually seeing his life as a life without Fillory, if that's possible. And also there are some new characters like Plum, who's pretty much spunky, she's funny throughout the book, and she pretty much is like the comic relief that you get through the book. And usually the comic relief I do usually count on like Elliot or Josh, but she also adds on to the punch, and she actually helps drive the story when it comes to Quentin and actually his development. As for everybody else, other characters, you'll also see more development in those characters, because you don't see that much like all the time like them in the other books, because they're pretty much like in the backstory. But in this book, it's pretty much shifting point of views stories, so you get to focus on both. And I gotta say, like, there's some other characters that wasn't really my favorites beforehand, but I think like as you go through the whole series and you see more of the characters, you can like see more favorites, like Janet, who's pretty much, I always thought she was like a bitch throughout the whole series, but then I grew to love her and I appreciate who she is as a person. As for Elliot, I think he's just funny, he's lovable, and his own lavish lifestyle and the way that he acts and talks, I pretty much just fall in love with him and just like see his dedication to Fillory. And he also grew a lot too. So before, I thought he was just a slacker who just wants to drink a lot and just the guy that you see, like, I don't know, I always thought he would just seem like he would be drinking wine every single day. But you know, all the characters, and also seeing more of Fillory and seeing more of the world and how much expanded since the last few books, I didn't know like how big that world could get, and there's so much things going on. And though there are some things that I did not really like the book, I did not like the villains in the book, and also I felt like the whole connection between Fillory and even the main characters, I felt like they could have like worked on a little bit more, and especially like how Quentin, like, it's like some things during the end, I won't say what happens, I don't want to spoil, but some things I was not really interested in. But overall, I really liked this book. So that's pretty much all I have to say about The Magician's Land. Let me know in the comments below if you read the book, and if you haven't, let me know in the comments below what you thought. But make it spoiler free, or just at least put a warning, so then that way in case somebody who has not read it wants to go read the comments, they don't get spoiled. And if you haven't read it and looking forward to go reading it, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, do click on the like button. And if you like this book review and want to see more book reviews, do subscribe, because I'd love to have you there. So until next time, keep on reading.